Georgia provides judgment creditors with a productive enforcement environment. The modest homestead exemption and standard federal wage garnishment make Georgia a relatively accessible state for collection. Here is the complete guide. Judgment interest rate. Georgia judgments accrue interest at the prime rate plus 3% adjusted annually, a market-linked rate that has been competitive in recent years. Judgment duration. Georgia judgments are valid for 7 years from the date of entry and can be renewed before expiration. Recording the judgment lien. In Georgia, a judgment becomes a lien on real estate in a county when the writ of fieri facias is entered on the general execution docket in the Superior Court Clerk's office of that county. Wage garnishment. Georgia follows the Federal Consumer Credit Protection Act formula. 25% of disposable earnings or the excess above 30 times the federal minimum wage. Georgia's minimum wage is set at the federal rate. No additional state restriction applies. Homestead exemption. Georgia's homestead exemption is $21,500 per debtor, one of the more modest exemptions, leaving real estate with equity above this threshold accessible to creditors. Married couples can double this on jointly owned property in some circumstances. Bank levy. Georgia allows execution against bank accounts and personal property through the sheriff. FA. Fieri facias, directed to the sheriff, initiates the levy process. Georgia does not recognize tenancy by the entirety as a protection against individual creditors, making jointly held real property more accessible in Georgia than in states with this protection. Debtor examination. Georgia's post-judgment garnishment and supplemental proceedings allow examination of the debtor and third parties about assets. People Locator. Skip tracing provides Georgia debtor investigation, employer, banking, and real estate, typically within 24 hours. Visit peoplelocatorskiptracing.com to place your order.